everyone, it's Monique from Butterby Scraps, and I'm really excited to be sharing this mini album with you. This mini album will actually be available as a kit in the Butterby Scraps shop, and there will be instructions in a live online class that go along with it. But I'm going to get to the mini now and get to those details at the end of the video here. So this mini album does measure 5 3/4 inches tall by 8 1/4 inches wide. It is extremely thick. It has 5 pages. The width of the binding is actually 3 inches, and you can see it is pretty tight here. So for the instructions, I've actually increased the size of the binding so that you have generous room to add all sorts of photos and stuff like that. I did create the mini album using G45's Off to the Races paper collection. And you can see here, I'll try to bring it up here, I used a 4x6 ephemera card on the front here, and then a chipboard element here. You can see I added a lot of rhinestones, of course, got to add the metal. Here's another couple more chipboard elements. These are just some of the stamps that were cut out from the paper collection. And we've got some tags here, or sorry, little charms there. This here is one of the G45 ATC cards. And I created this little program. There's nothing inside, but you can journal or whatever inside. And this is just from the paper collection. On the spine here is made from Craftex. And I added, well, you can see I stitched on the spine. I always like stitching on the spine. I just think it makes the book look a little bit more authentic. And for the charm, I've actually got a little piece of cotton lace there tied to the large jump ring at the top, a bunch of chain, and a few more charms there. The back, I have a couple of metal corners there. And of course, I've got this cover wraps around to the front with this closure here. So if you look at the end, I've added 4 of the small corners, some more little rhinestones, layered a couple metal pieces here along with another chipboard element from the paper collection. And this front is this antique box closure. I'll just give you a close-up of this in the corner. So to open this closure, you just slide that over and this pops open and down. And if you open it up, there's this folder element on the front inside cover. Got some more metal elements. This here is just a border from the paper collection. This is another chipboard element and a couple of stamps from the paper. Now you can undo this twine and you've got this folder. So you can actually journal, you can put pictures here, you can just loosely place additional photos in there, postcards, whatever you like. And you can see that I blinged up this album quite a lot throughout. So you'll see, little rhinestone accents here, there, and everywhere. So this is the first page, and I do have to say thank you very much, Ginger, from My Sister Scrapper, for the inspiration on this page. This is similar to one of the pages she did for a recent Safari Adventure album that she did, only this page is pared down quite a bit. So there's a flap here. On the front of the flap, this here is just more of the ephemera cards and cut-aparts from the paper collection. This here is actually also an ephemera card, and I just flipped it upside down and glued 2 sides to create a pocket. You can see there's another metal embellishment with another chipboard element, a few more rhinestones there, metal corner with a few more rhinestones as well. Now when you flip this up, pretty much on the back of every flap, I've just got a belly band with one of the 4x6 ephemera cards in it. So here I used some crocheted lace along with 3 metal elements, some of the chipboard elements from the collection and more rhinestones. And this here, actually, there's a pocket in the back, and I'm not going to pull the large tag out because on all the pages, because it's just got the vanilla cream cardstock on both sides. Let me just leave that out. And then you've got this front pocket here with another tag. And I'll bring this close up so you can see here that I've got a metal corner, two of the chipboard elements. This here is a little charm, and just added some rhinestones there. And then in the ends of all the pages are these large tags. And then when you flip the page over, you're left with 3 more pockets. So you've got a large pocket here, a little bit smaller pocket here. So I've got one of the G45 ATC tags in there, plus a tag that I created. And in the end here is a little booklet. So this here is one of the 3x4 ephemera pieces. And then I just use papers from the collection for the inside and the back. And I will bring this up so that you can see. Got a corner there, in the bottom, in the lower left and the upper right. And then here again, I've got some metal chipboard element and some crystal rhinestones there. So on the right here, on the front of the flap, I chose to take a 4x6 ephemera card, and I scored and folded it and glued it to this front page. This chipboard element, I just left the bottom unglued so that I could tuck this underneath. Glued another chipboard element to the side of the ephemera tag with a little bit of metal there. And of course, bling the page up. Open up the flap. This is what it looks like. This here's another 4x6 ephemera card. And I've got a border strip from the paper collection, another chipboard element, more metal, and bling. Now the main page here, I've got of course a large tag, this smaller tag, and let me bring this up so that you can get a closer look. So this rose here is actually one of the charms, and I just tucked a couple of the stamps from the paper collection in there, along with some more bling. And the tag in the end of this page, come on, looks like this. And you can see what I used here was some of the patterns and solids from the 6x6 pad. And these tags are 7.5 inches long, I believe. So what I did was I wrapped a piece of coordinating paper around the end, along with a metal piece that I bent in half. And then I also embossed this piece of paper just to give it a little bit more interest. So that one I used the Sizzix Regal Flourishes embossing folder on that one. So this is the left page, and I'll just pull these tags out so you can have a look at all of them. And this is the little booklet. And you can see I just opted to put the metal corner in the lower left there. And we got a couple metal pieces. Sorry, a couple metal pieces here, along with a chipboard element and more crystals. So on the right, I took another of the 3x4 ephemera cards, glued it on 2 sides. Here's more of the cut aparts and ephemera cards from the collection. Got a metal corner here, metal piece here underneath the chipboard element. And then you flip this up and there's another belly band. This is the same as on the first page, only I varied the chipboard elements there. And here has, of course, the large tag and then the smaller tag. And the tag in the end of the pocket. And you can see I added a metal corner in the lower left here. got a couple cut aparts. Actually, this is just from the Patterns and Solids paper like this, only red, and I just cut one of the little ads out, put a stamp. This is chipboard element, and this of course is just a metal embellishment from the Butterbee scrap shop, and I dressed it all up with a little bit of bling. So this is back of page 3. These are the tags. So there's tons of room for pictures. You can see why it's so thick. There's a ton of paper used in this album. So I got this metal corner in the lower left, and then in the center strip I've got a gold metal filigree embellishment with the chipboard element in the center and some more bling. On the right, this is another one of the 4x6 ephemera cards that was scored and folded in half. You can see I added some crocheted ribbon along the bottom of the flap, along with this thin border strip from the paper collection. Got some metal elements here, a little chipboard element there, and bling in all 3 places. Now this one's done a little bit differently. This one you do flip down. However, I hid a magnet underneath the wallpaper here so that when this is up, the magnet here sticks to the corner. Well, the corner, I guess, sticks to the magnet. Flip this up, and another ephemera card here. And a belly band made from a border strip from the paper collection. Another chipboard element with a couple more metal embellishments. Metal corner up here, and you can see there's 5 crystals on there, a couple here, one there. Down here we've got this removable tag, and we have the tag in the end. Okay, so I'm going to bring this clip closer so you can see a little bit better. So we've got this corner in the upper left with some crystals, and then on this fold over pocket we have some metal, couple of the stamps, a chipboard element. We've got a little horseshoe charm hanging off the top of the chipboard, and some more bling here. Just pull the tags out here so you can see what they all look like. And this little booklet here. And then again, the metal corner in the bottom left. And this is probably my favorite paper. And I only had 1 sheet to work with. It was disappointing. So I got the 2 metal embellishments on either side of this chipboard element. And then you can see there's a little bit more bling there. On the right, I took another ephemera card and glued it on 2 sides. So here's an ephemera card and some cut aparts from the paper collection. Got a metal corner up here in the upper left, and in the lower right here I added a metal filigree with a chipboard element on top and some more bling. Flip this up. This is the last flap, so it's got the same belly band as pages 1 and 3, but the chipboard elements again are a little bit different. The main page here, it's got the standard large tag with the vanilla cream cardstock on both sides, and then there's this tag. Got a metal corner in the lower left, and here on the angled pocket we have metal embellishment, chipboard element, a little charm here hanging off the end of the chipboard there, a couple of the stamps, and some more rhinestones. In the end here we've got this pocket. Back of the last page looks like this. Got more tags. And this little booklet. And then we've got metal corner in the lower left and upper right. And again, we have a metal embellishment with a chipboard element and bling. And then this is the inside back cover. If you saw my Just Landed mini album, I did the same kind of thing here. I really like the accordion folder because you can add all sorts of receipts and ephemera from postcards and stuff from your trips, extra photos, whatever you like. So I was running pretty low on the pattern paper that was large enough to fit this flap, so I just took a couple of the coordinating cardstocks, and you can see I ran both ends of the blue cardstock here through my embossing folder, the same one I used on the ends of all the large tags. I've got some metal elements, the chipboard element, and more rhinestones. A few more rhinestones down here in the metal corner here. And then you flip this up, and let me stand this up. So there's 5 little compartments. Oops. Trust me, there are 5. There we go. So that is it for the mini album, and you can see how much thinner it is without all those tags. So I underestimated how thick I needed to make that binding. Again, if you purchase the pattern and or the kit, because I will be selling both. If you want to buy a kit, it comes with the written instructions and the classes. If you just want to buy the instruction with the classes, that will also be available. So yeah, I've adjusted the height of this binding, so it's going to be super thick, but I figured you guys would rather have a thicker binding and stick with the 5 pages as opposed to eliminating one of the pages. So anyways, let me clean this up and I'll come back and show you what's in the kit. Okay, so I am back with one of the kits. Now, these kits, I will warn you, are not cheap, but wait until you see all the goodies that are packed into it. So I'm going to get this plastic bag out of the way and get rid of any glare, hopefully. Alrighty. So it does take a mountain of paper to make this mini album. So you will find that there's chipboard for the covers. There's like 26 sheets of black paper. There's accent paper, so there's some vanilla cream. There's some blue, some green, and some red. There's also craft text for the binding. You will receive the envelopes for the accordion folder in the back. There's chipboard. I forget what these are called, the journaling tags. Anyways, there's 2 sheets of the chipboard elements. They're both different. You will also get a full package of the ephemera. You get an 8x8 paper pad. You get a 6x6 paper pad. So this is just an extra piece of chipboard for the covers. You get 6 of the G45 ATC tags. And then you also get all of the metal goodies. There's muslin. This muslin is for the binding. Something that's not here yet is the crocheted ribbon. And the crocheted ribbon will be slightly different than what you see in the demo mini album that I just showed you. But it is similar color, similar size, all that kind of thing. So there will be 1.5 yards of that as well. So you get all of this. I provide downloadable instructions, and the instructions are intended to be read in conjunction with the online classes. So you'll have an opportunity to join me live while I do the class, but I will also be recording the classes, and then you can watch them as many times as you like, whenever you like, so that you can build this mini album. One thing I am also going to do this time is, if you're not interested in the kit, but you are interested in attending the class, I will be offering that separately as well. So you have an option here. If the kit sells out, or if you already have these papers or want to use different papers, you have that opportunity to do it. Just a heads up here, One thing I do, I offer my VIP club first dibs. So within the next week or so, I am going to be sending out this offer to my VIP club. Now, with my first kit, they sold out to my VIP club. So if you're not a member, it's super easy to join. It's free to join, and you get all sorts of perks. So I will put a link down in the description box and right up there in that corner. As soon as you click that link, you will be brought to a page, and top left hand side you will see join my VIP club. It's in the sidebar there. Just enter your name and email address and you're good to go, and you should receive the offer. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're as excited as I am about this kit, and if you're not buying the kit, I hope you're inspired by the mini album I made. So thank you so much for joining me, and have a great day.